We thought the egg fight was the oldest sport event in the state of Tennessee until we got beat out by horse racing. They were racing horses long before we were fighting eggs. Yeah, I've got the winner right here in my hand.
Got me a chicken dinner at the fish store. Come a week later, had 100 more. I hate chicken. I hate chicken.
Who's judging this one down here? Norman? You don't judge one down here?
I'll get it started. We'll get somebody else in there to help us.
Again, like last year, 6 dozen eggs apiece.
Somebody came up with a crazy idea of whose chickens laid the hardest eggs. There's 2 hollers, one is called Peter's Holler and one is called Rome Holler. They decided that they would challenge on Easter Sunday morning at sunrise.
Really how it got it started was some of the old timers got together and says, well, our chickens lay harder eggs in Peter's Holler than they do in Rome Holler.
That's how you call it the 2 family feuds. The Taylors challenged the Peterses. My name is Ernest G. Britchie. I have been the master of ceremonies and the head judge for well over 30 years.
Make sure that you tap the egg as much on the center of the top as you can. No hitting on the side. That's illegal.
I want it to be a fair and square egg competition.
Everybody straight on the age limit and the number of eggs.
It's a egg tapping contest. You tap the eggs, tapping the one beside of you, and then they tap the one beside of them. And we usually have 4 or 5 judges to keep it fair.
It has to be a hen egg, it has to be hard-boiled, and it has to be colored.
My role is I host it. This is where I live. We have the egg contest, me and my wife Joyce. So this is the step we're going through. We're dyeing them in different colors of dye. How this works, when the contest starts, everybody will be in a circle. I'll turn to Joyce and hit hers. So I broke her egg. I have to break it on both ends now. And she in turn will take an egg and fight it with the guy next to her. Now, then when this thing is over and all the circles are made and everybody takes their turn of tapping, out of 6 dozen eggs in the grown-ups, whoever has the eggs left, one person will be the winner.
It usually has about 30, 35 people in the main adult fight.
Those secret eggs that we got yesterday.
I get my eggs in here in Unicoi County. I have a secret source, and that's as far as I'm going to go.
Michael is my nephew, and he's our champion.
It's not real difficult. It's not rocket science to take an egg and bang it on the other end of another one. I just get my eggs from my secret source, and we'll take onion hulls and peel just the brown layers of the onions off and put them in the bottom of the pot, put eggs on top of them and cook them. And it turns them this really nice dark color. When you're doing 50 dozen eggs, because you can't sit there and dip each one of them like you do the fancy Easter eggs. Some of the novices who come in will have purple eggs or green eggs or something that they've done.
My Obama egg made it 7 rounds. It might be looking good for Obama this year. Obama.
And it all started back in 1823. This is more or less a family feud that's gone on for 185 years. I hope it continues on another 185.
The Peters Holler egg fight has been studied here at ETSU. It's very important that we document events like this. It's part of the culture. I don't think you can live here and not know about it.
People have heard about this worldwide.
One of the funniest things that really sticks out in my mind was a fellow by the name of Ike Taylor. He fought for Rome Holler. And he took his egg that he won with one year and took it home and put it in the freezer and brought it back the next year, and it was petrified. And it beat the daylights out of several eggs, and everybody was wondering why the egg was not going to crack. So I had to go over and get the egg, and I squeezed it a little bit, and when I did, it puffed. And so I had to tell him, well, Mr. Taylor, you're disqualified.
Ike Taylor, he's a dandy. Maybe once every 5 years you'll find a super egg. It might whip maybe as many as 6 dozen eggs before to give way.
You got several different secrets. You get your hardest eggs from chickens that run loose.
Feed them oyster shells along with dog food to make it a harder shell.
The one I had that I won it with in 1969 cracked 300 eggs with one egg. Brooks Taylor won it one year. He cracked maybe 400 eggs with one egg.
And Brooks Taylor, he had a little egg that was dyed blue, and they called it Blue Blocker. That little egg whooped 800 and some eggs. As far as we know in history, that is the hardest egg that was ever in the Peters Holler Easter egg fight.
That's one thing you can always depend on is some hard eggs.
Chuck Hyder fought, and then his father, Charles Hyder. They fought for years and years. Ruth Jones was the first lady to win it.
I was 68 when I won it. I colored 75 dozen.
Ruth Jones, she was the best. She was always there, always had a smile on her face.
And it's fun. It's clean fun. And we enjoy it.
Back when this thing was first started, the young kids didn't get in it. It was usually the old men, the old farmers, you know. But now the young people has got in it.
It's come down now to more or less, it's a kid's game. The kids get more enjoyment out of it than the older folks.
Carson there, he's a champion. He won it 3 years in a row in his division. You like winning, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we don't win this year, what are we going to tell the person that beats us?
Congratulations.
That's right. Because it's fun, ain't it? You won last year, so you get to start, okay? You did. That's why you tell them. Shake hands, Dawson. And first place went to Carson Fields.
I first started when I was a senior in high school, and I've been fighting since then. I first won in 1979 when I was a junior in college. Won again in 1980, again in 87, 2002, 2003, and first runner-up in 2004.
When you go into the ring and you get down into the final four, that's when the tension and the sweat goes to popping out and people's hands goes to trembling, and them are trying to crack the egg, you know.
I've only done it 2 years. He beat me like a drum. You should have seen it. It was terrible.
I hate chicken. Oh, I hate chicken.
Went down about
When my mama
375
hates
more.
chickens, you should hate chickens too. Grab them by the neck and spin them around. When you hear it click, toss them on the ground. I hate chickens. Oh, I hate chickens. When my mama hates chickens, you should hate chickens too.
Okay, you get to take me out.
I'm out.
And then when you get down to the final two, you know, it's more exciting than last lap of the Daytona 500. It don't get no better than that.
This is it.
Oh.
Wear it out. I ain't never.
That's a good egg.
My theory has always been it's luck.
Peppa, I'll let you have it.
How about that?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Yay.
Thank you. My Peppa raises chickens just for this fight, so his family can participate and feeds them a secret recipe, and he's provided the eggs for many, many years.
I went to different farmers and got eggs, and it come right down to it, they wasn't any harder than ones I got at the supermarket. So
mostly it boils right down to what you might say luck.
So wrong.
I can't really put it into words as to how you get hooked into it, you know, and everything, but I've been coming here since I was 10. I was 25 yesterday. You meet people that you've not seen in years, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
Easter Sunday's nearly a month away, but the boiled egg is gonna have its heyday, like Martin Luther King Jr. in January. Look at that colored egg holding my fancy. Look at that colored egg. I remember pinning coat hangers and dipping them in the water. Pa's was the cause of our